My name is Vikas Pota. The reason why we're organizing this global showcase for World Education Week is we believe that schools have incredible expertise in making sure that learning outcomes improve. Given the state of the world, we want to see the expertise from this particular school being replicated in schools all over our planet so that the world becomes better for everyone. That is why I congratulate this school for what it does and hope that those take away conclusions as to how they should actually approach their own improvement journeys. Thank you all for participating, and I look forward to seeing you in many of the other events this coming week. And I also want to take this opportunity to thank our sponsors for supporting this incredible work, without whom we couldn't have put together this global showcase. Thank you, and I wish you well for this event.
Fast-paced social, economic, and technology-driven change is redefining our world. And having a broad range of skills, such as creativity and problem-solving, has become far more important than being able to memorize information. To redefine how our children learn and to empower them for the future, parents, teachers, and policymakers must stop overlooking a powerful part of the solution: learning through play. Play is the rocket fuel of child development, and there is a growing body of evidence to support that play is fundamental for children's positive growth and well-being over time. It is also an essential way to foster the skills required to thrive in today's world. The LEGO Foundation aims to build a future in which learning through play empowers children to become creative, engaged, lifelong learners. To do so, we work with a range of partners around the world to change the hearts and minds of all of those who influence children's lives through our programs, research, and advocacy, so they can all embrace the transformative power of play. Examples of what we do include making sure that caregivers, practitioners, and policymakers understand the importance of play, investigating, testing, and scaling new ways to bring play-based learning into homes and schools, using play to help millions of the world's most vulnerable children cope with adverse childhood experiences and toxic stress, or conducting research with some of the world's leading research institutions. Please visit our website and follow us on social media to learn more.
Language connects us all. It's how friendships are formed, ideas are shared, and lessons are learned. Language is how we find understanding and express love. It's how we communicate our successes, both big and small. It lays the groundwork for learning and growth. And for an increasingly diverse student population, it can be the key to achievement in school and beyond. That's why Rosetta Stone Education is dedicated to language and literacy. We offer solutions designed to support teachers and their emergent bilingual students, recognizing and celebrating the knowledge, culture, and languages they bring to our classrooms. Our products are founded on the adaptive blended learning model for individual needs, continuous progress monitoring for better learning outcomes, and culturally responsive pedagogies for more inclusive classrooms. With solutions aligned with proficiency standards, we support language learning while exploring academic subject areas, paving the way to better outcomes. Because for all of us, language is everything.
Dear T4 community, we talk a lot about teachers these days, but we rarely listen to them. Therefore, I am truly excited to join the T4 World Education Week to hear from teachers and school leaders all over the world how we can impact learning together. I'm particularly looking forward to the global showcase. 100 schools sharing their expertise and best practices, I believe, will be a huge motivation for other schools around the globe. I'm equally impressed by the T4 Solutions Challenge, its finalists and their solutions to real-world issues in education. This gives me hope that we can, together, turn around education globally. The Jacobs Foundation is a proud supporter of the T4 World Education Week because we share a vision to reimagine learning and education by bringing together the brightest people who understand how children learn. Let's do this together.
Good evening, good morning, everyone, and welcome to the T4 Global Showcase of World Education Week. I'm Atul Gandhi, and I work with Riddle Foundation, a grant-making foundation in education, livelihood, and women's empowerment space in India. I welcome you all to this panel discussion under the theme of education for employability. Before we begin, for the benefit of our audience, let me share that the automated captions are available for this event. And let me also kindly request you all to use the hashtag EduWeek and help us reach a wider audience. Please use the question answer section to ask questions and share your comments, and we will pick questions as we continue our conversation for next 1 hour. As you all know, education is one of the fundamental building blocks, and everyone strives for quality education, and is also means for progress in life. We all consider employability as one important outcome of education. It is important that education not only gives education knowledge, but also grooms them to become a decent human being and a responsible citizen and employable as per age appropriate demand by attaining the 21st century skills. Today, it gives me immense pleasure to introduce you to the delegates from Samaritan Mission School based in Howrah district of West Bengal, India. The Samaritan Help Mission is an NGO and runs the school in urban slum of Tikiapara of Howrah district in West Bengal, India, and we will understand their journey in next 1 hour. While several models are available across the world, the Samaritan Mission School's expertise is in collaboration to serve the purpose. Today, we will look into the journey of the school and understand how the collaboration with various stakeholders help to achieve the impact. Samaritan Help Mission is a grantee partner of Fidelity Foundation, and we are very proud of our partnership and the amazing work they are doing. So without taking much of your time, let us start the conversation. Today we have with us Mr. Mamoon Akhtar, founder of the Samaritan Help Mission. We have Mr. Vinod Ram, principal of the Samaritan Help Mission School, and Ms. Lee Allison Sibley, who is associated with SSM since inception. Before we begin, let us take a quick look at Samaritan Help School through this video clip.
In 1999, a vision was born in the heart of Tikiapara slums of Howrah district. This was a vision of love, born in the faith of a simple and modest human being, Mamoon Akhtar, who believed that all children were of worth and that they deserved to have an access to education. With this foremost in his mind, he formed Samaritan Help Mission, which has successfully catered to the educational needs of the community in and around Tikiapara slums. The best weapon against ignorance is education, and to prove this, Mamoon Akhtar has transformed the lives of 3,000 underprivileged children by building a school for them called Samaritan Mission School. The students are highly active in the classroom as well as on the playground. They are also sports enthusiasts practicing for hours every day. The young are exposed to technology and they are educated with the help of computers. The teachers are student friendly and they treat the children with love and care. Samaritan Health Mission focuses largely on women empowerment by educating a girl child and by providing employment to young girls. The organization teaches them to be self-dependent so they can dream big and have a better future.
शिक्षा इसमें इसको बोलने का मतलब ये नहीं है कि हम किसी को अच्छा शिक्षण दें, बल्कि शिक्षित बनाकर सोच को बदलो और देश का अच्छा नागरिक बन सके। ये जरूरी है। There is someone in the woodland who wishes to scare me up. That means they don't want me to live in this place, that is the Baskerville Hall.
Recently, Samaritan Health Mission took initiative to start its second school, namely Rebecca Bellelius English Institution. Another 3,000 underprivileged students of Tikiapara will be able to gain access to English education from this project.
I would like to begin with Mr. Mamoon Akhtar. Let me just quickly introduce him. Mr. Mamoon Akhtar is founder of Samaritan Help Mission, who could not study after class 12 due to poor economy. He realized education is the only means to address several issues prevalent in urban slum. Thus, Mr. Mamoon established Samaritan Mission School in 2001 for educating underprivileged children from the slums of Tikiapara and Bankara slums of the Howrah district. The school runs from nursery to class 12 and is affiliated to West Bengal Board and Council. It aims for all-around development and employability of students. Mamoon Akhtar's work has been recognized by several foundations and media and other reputed concerns like National Press, Times of India, iCongo Foundation, NDTV, Mastek, Times Now, the Asian Age, the Statesman, Indian Express, and the Telegraph, with prestigious awards and significant articles published from time to time. Mamoon Bhai, welcome and thanks for joining us for the sharing. I would like to begin the conversation by asking you, what made you think to start the Samaritan Help Mission and the school, and what was the community scenario then? And what made you think that focusing on employability for your student was the need of the hour?
Thank you, Atulji, and thank you so much for giving me this opportunity. Actually, the purpose of starting Samaritan Help Mission was when I was in class 7, I was unable to complete my education because due to financial crisis, my father was unable to pay my school fees. But later on, I completed class 12. But the pain was still in my heart. I thought that like me, there must be thousands of other children in our area who have been deprived with such opportunities. So I thought that I will definitely do something for them. So by doing tuitions and by odd works, I started a small school in 600 square feet of rooms with 6 children in 2001. And this was the main motive, and that was the pain. And I wanted to give that all the people in the country who can afford, they are getting good quality English education. But the poor children could not get such an opportunity. So in our country, so my dream was that in my whole basti of Tikiapara, every poor children should get quality English education, but with dignity and honor. So we started with rupees 5 rupees per month, but later it grows to 20 rupees, 30 rupees, 50 rupees like that. So this was the purpose of starting the school. But my main focus was that apart from education, every child should employ themselves. So after class 12, most of our students, they focus on getting a small job, and they also do their education in doing colleges. This was the main motive. Apart from that, we also run formal school. When we have an evening school, the smaller kids, we thought that the evening the children were just moving all around in the basti, in the slum. It is not good. So we also started the evening school. So overall, my focus is to change the area and bring each and every children to the school and to bring 100% literacy in my area. This was my main focus of my life.
Thank you, Mamun bhai.
Are you getting me?
Yes, Mamun bhai, can you share how you attained this? How you collaborated with the different partners? If you can briefly share how you collaborated with different organizations for this.
To achieve everything, you have to be very collaborative. Your mind should be very collaborative. I think that if you want to go far, you can. If you want to run little far, you can go alone. But if you have to move more, you have to reach more far, then you have to walk together. Without walking together, you can't do everything alone. So you have to keep everything in your mind that you have to be very collaborative. So from the initial beginning, I wrote a letter to the wife of the U.S. Consul General. She might be joining us soon, and she came and supported us. We approached to the police department because the police department is very supportive. We thought that they play a major role in the society, and when we educate a child, when we educate a mother, when we educate a girl, the crime rate comes down, domestic violence comes down. So they can be the big stakeholder in our work, and so we get a big support from the city police. Then we went to the local representative of a member of parliament by local MLA. We approached them and told them to please support us. So this is how we went to each and every person, and then we wrote to the US Embassy, Edelgate Foundation. So this is how a lot of people came and collaborated each other. Then the work started growing big. Because I believe you can't do everything alone. You have to be very collaborative in every thought. So still now we run a vocational training project. So we partnered with another organization, and this is how by a joint effort we are getting good result. So I try to collaborate with in everything. I think this is the best. I love to collaborate, and I think this is the success we achieve just because of collaboration.
Thank you, Mamun bhai. Thanks so much. Thank you, Mamun bhai. Thank you so much. Let's have a quick look at one more video from the school.
All with my colleagues Tanveer and Afiza. We are here to tell you about what Samaritan Mission School has done for us. It has perfectly changed our life and given us a bright career. This was the place where I started my journey with education. Honestly speaking, I believe that education is complete when you can teach anyone what you have learned from your teachers, mentors, and guides. And we have learned a lot through various programs and activities that this school has provided us. That includes English Access Micro Scholarship Program, and it boosted our confidence and personality perfectly. We have also done IT programs that gave direction to the technological world.
And Samaritan is developing and creating more opportunities for the underprivileged children. and for their parents like men and women who are unemployed and facing unemployment. And Samrita is also opening vocational trainings and medical facilities.
And now I have passed my higher secondary examinations and I'm teaching in this school for 2 years because of all the trainings and activities that we have done. And this school is also facilitating us to be in a good college for our higher education. And I'm looking forward to complete and achieve my dreams.
Okay, yeah, perfectly. I also agree with Aliza. I also have started passed HS examination from this school only, and everything through the access, the vocational training, and all the excursions that I have done from this school. From all this, I have learned the skill of teaching. So I am a teacher in this school from the past 1 year, and I am teaching students and I am imparting students with education, because I can see myself in them, and the school is also helping me with doing a good college and continuing my higher education, and I am looking forward to complete all my dreams successfully, and hopefully I will achieve it.
Perfect. So if I mix or if I combine all the skills that school has taught me, I like to give more importance and focus on leadership skills, because I think it is more worthwhile for me. Because when I was in class 9, I was nominated and selected as a prestigious position of school, head boy of Samaritan Mission Schools, and it was very prestigious position. So when that day onwards, I started believing in myself that there is one leader inside me, but I was not that much of confidence. But somehow I came to know about Access Micro Scholarship programs, and after attending that confidence enhanced in me very much, that made me to decide that I should have take entrepreneurship and go further in future, because I want every student to be an entrepreneur, because an entrepreneur creates opportunities for employed students and people, so that I can, it is my motive to penetrate one thing in their minds, that every student should become a job giver rather than a job seeker.
Thank you.
Thank you very much.
Thank you so much. I'm sure the audience is already thinking what, drawing lines between how they can replicate this intervention, this model in their context. Let us call in Mr. Vinod Ram, who is the principal of the school, and understand from him the challenges and how the collaboration with different stakeholders has worked in this journey. Mr. Ram is an avid learner, a good leader, and a motivator of a large team. He is principal of the school and a master in English, and also holds a bachelor degree in education. Mr. Vinod has experience of over 2 decades in field of education. He has worked to take the institution to a new height of excellence, always ready to take up new challenges and transform them into opportunities in his venture. He's a great crisis manager and keeps his team motivated and elated. Welcome, Vinod, and we would like to hear from you. What were the challenges? What were the situation faced by the institution when you started this journey, and how you collaborated with different partners, brought in different things together for the benefit of student, and how the collaboration for building employability helped, and how you achieved this success?
Thank you, Atulji. Hello everyone out there. This is Vinod Ram from Samaritan Mission School, Howrah, West Bengal. We are discussing our expertise, which is education for employability. Now see, there are education, education is also for knowledge, but for us, we prefer education for employability, because the community we work in and we work with, for them, getting a job is more important than getting university degrees and medals. So we focused on that, and in this collaboration helped us a lot. And we faced a lot of challenges, because it's not an easy task when you begin a venture. It's not an easy task. So we faced a lot of challenges. Now we faced challenges from 3 different areas. Firstly, from within the organization, there were a few challenges, and then from the students we faced challenges, And then from the parents and the community, we faced many challenges. So one by one, we'll be discussing all those. And how did we overcome, and how did collaboration actually help us in achieving and solving our problems and overcoming the challenges. So firstly, I will be discussing with you all the challenges which we face from within the organization. So there was when the school initially started, as stated by Mamun sir in the initial discussion, that the school started in a 6x6 room with only 6 children, and there were no modern facilities of modern education. Forget about 21st century, which is much required in these days. So to implement the 21st century skills and to impart a quality education, we required many resources. Only chalk and talk method would not have helped. So in this case, collaborations with our partners like KPMG and BPCL, these are the partners who helped us in giving us computers, technological support. They donated computers to us in the school, and they helped us to set up a good lab with 20 desktop initially. And then they were also supportive, and they gave us some computer projectors for the classrooms. The classrooms were enabled with projectors, which were later replaced by interactive boards. So now we have been using interactive boards in all the classrooms, all the 20 number of classrooms here in this campus, and in the other campuses as well. So this was the first, the setback or the challenges which we got from within the organization. Secondly, we had a good number of teaching faculty. They were not trained. I mean, they were not trained to teach, use all the technical skills and trained in soft skills. So we needed our students to be good at that. So in that case, our partners, again collaboration came into show its power, and collaboration with Tata Trust and the Rotary Club. These organizations kept on consistent teacher training programs with our teachers, and they motivated them that how they should be overcoming all the challenges in teaching the first generation learners. Because students here in this part of the world, they're very different from the students which we see generally in the urban areas, in the cities. So it was very challenging for us all the time. So then the partners always helped us, the collaboration with such partners helped us in training our teachers. So these are the two challenges we faced from within the organization. Next was, from the students, we faced a lot of challenges. The first problem we had was English, the language. They were not proficient in English language. And it was Mamun's dream that he should impart education through English, because English being a global language of communication, it's very important for everyone to learn English. So making them proficient in English was a big challenge for us. In that case also, I can say that collaboration was of great help because we collaborated with the US Embassy that offers some access to micro scholarship program, which enables the students to learn certain, functional English traits, and it improves their, competence. So this language proficiency was brought in while the Access Micro Scholarship Program, and thanks to the US Embassy and the Consulate here in Kolkata. And they also provided us training for the teachers as well. So that was a problem which was solved by collaboration again. And then we had another problem, like students, they required technical skills and soft skills development. So again here we have partnered with the Tata Trust. The Tata Trust, they have a unique program called Integrated Approach of Technology in Education. That's called ITE. By means of various projects, presentations and projects and various students are taught various soft skills, and they learn many of the 21st century skills through these programs. Students initially, they were in a very crude form, in a very raw form, and these programs actually nurtured them and helped them to grow and develop their soft skills. So again, collaboration came into, so its power, and collaboration helped us to achieve our goals and remove the obstacles. Another problem was there from the students you know, uh, they always preferred job to education because of their family needs. Students, there was a huge dropout rate in the schools in and around this area. So they need a vocation, they needed a job, a particular skill. So again, collaboration here helped us a lot. We partnered with the NCBERT, that's the National Council for Research Training and Vocational Training and Research. The organization that affiliates schools and colleges and provides technical skills, various skills, and there are more than 20 courses we are running at this point of time with students who have just passed out cleared their 10th board examination. So this helps them to learn skills based on their interest. And side by side, what they can do is they are also keeping on with their studies so that they can pass out their 10+2, the high school. So, we are providing school education along with the technical education and the skill development, so that once they pass out their +2, they would be able to support their family and support their own higher education. If a child has got a goal of higher education, he or she can take up a skill, develop a skill. They can be employed in any of the companies, and even in our own institutions. So they can be employed, and they can it helps them to earn their living as well as continue their studies. So this was one of the problems which was solved again through collaboration. The last challenge that we had for the students was that they were not aware of their fundamental rights and duties. They were not even aware of the law of the land. I mean, you need to grow up into a good citizen first to serve your country, to serve yourself, to serve your community, to serve your family. You need to be a good citizen, because that gives you a proper guideline, as to how you should be behaving in terms in your. So citizenship education was much more required. In this case, we collaborated with an organization called Desh Apnaye Sahyog Foundation that pioneers in citizenship education. Through their various interesting programs and various interesting activities and quizzes and surveys, students learn a lot about the fundamental rights and duties as a citizen. They are even aware of the consumer rights, where to go in case you are cheated by any of the firm, any company, any doctor, any lawyer, how to do and where to approach. So now these kind of education is also required, because once you go into the field of work, you might be harassed, you might be molested, so you must be knowing about your rights and duties. So actually it helps them to have faith in the constitution of the country and helps them to develop into a good citizen of the country. So these are the 4 challenges we basically faced from the part of the students. And now one of the major stakeholders are the parents and the community, without whom we could not have done much. So we faced a lot of challenges from the side of the parents as well. The first challenge was, there was a reluctance in sending the children to school. So bringing children to school is very, very tough. For us was very tough because they are so economically, poor, downtrodden. Almost more than 90% of the people here, they are daily wage earners. So they hardly earn some 100 rupees a day. So education for them is a luxury rather than a necessity. So to meet their luxury, it was a very tough job. And thinking about English medium education was a distant dream for them. But here, thanks to our partner and collaboration with the Edelgift Foundation, that they came to help us. They help us financially, and with their help, we are able to provide education now to 6,500 plus students, and we are providing them free books and free study materials, uniform, and everything. So thanks to Edelgift and thanks to the collaborative approach again. So this collaborative approach actually helped us in achieving our goals. So bringing them to school was possible now with the help of Edelgate Foundation. And then another problem was that there are a lot of social evils in this particular area. The crime rate is very high. There are cases of numerous cases of child labor, because the factories here, they get very cheap labor. They employ small children below the age of 14, which is against the law of the country. But again, since you are not aware of the law of the land, you cannot move and to the court. So in that way, there was a problem of child labor. There was a problem of child marriage and domestic violence. So there were, and drug peddling. Drug peddling was a very big business here. So gradually, Mamun sir, when he initially started the school, the area in which we are here right now sitting in this campus, here was a den of the drug peddlers. So basically, with the help of the police administration, as Mamun sir already said, he focused on that. When we collaborated with the police department and the local administration, they helped us to drive away these drug peddlers from this area, and they ensured safety and security to the campus and to the people and to the area. So now, if you talk of the scenario right now, I can assure you the crime rates, as the police record says, that the crime rate has dropped. Child marriage, the rate of child marriage has gone down, and the child labor has also gone down. So these are the the challenges we faced, and again collaboration with the local administration helped us in achieving our goals. Another problem that we faced from the community was, they always discouraged the education of the girls, because this is a problem which is prevalent in the whole country. But even then, in this area, which is quite close to the capital of West Bengal, Kolkata, even then the people had a mentality that they will not educate their girl child, because they believed that a girl is made to do household chores and she will be married off. And what's the purpose of investing in girl child's education? So now, for that, what we have done is we run a program called the Personality of the Month, where we call in eminent personalities from different fields. And recently, you must be knowing that recently Arundhati Roy, the famous novelist and social reformer and activist, she has visited our institution, and people like them, they keep on coming to the institution. They have interactive talks with the children and they motivate them. So these are the things what we have done to motivate the children and to encourage the girl child education, and along with that, a constant motivational programs with the parents, which is much more required. So we keep in touch with the parents all the time and keep motivating them to and encourage them to participate more and more. And we have also ensured that when you have financial security, you will send your child to the school. So for that we have different income generation programs. Like we have a SVTC, which is the Samaritan Vocational Training Center. Here, what is done is, more than 200 ladies are working here in the garments manufacturing unit. We are associated with a good merchandising brand called Lux, and they manufacture school uniforms and the other ladies' garments. And some ladies are working here, which is giving them a social security, and for that, the education, the level of education is rising and the level of crime is decreasing. So these are the things what we have done yet, and there are yet many things to be done. So this is what and we have also, I must also tell you that we have been able to connect people with the banking system of the country. All the parents have been connected with the banking system. Two of the nationalized banks, that is the State Bank of India and the Indian Overseas Bank, they have set up the kiosk banking system here. So what happens is that even fees is collected through that banking system. We have made it compulsory. You don't need to pay anything. You don't need to do a lot of hassle. There's no hassle. We'll do everything for you. Just got to be connected to the banking system. So we have brought people into the banking system of the country. So that's what our achievement still is. So that's all.
Thank you, Vinod. Thank you so much. I think it's been really nice to understand from you how you, the Samaritan Mission School, under leadership of Mamun Bhai, collaborated with different stakeholders and got the much needed support and thrust through teacher skilling, through integrated teaching aids, skilling for student, and partnering with different organizations, reputed ones, to skill students so that they are more employable. And also not to forget the most important stakeholder in this journey, the parents who are then able to, once their challenges are addressed, once they are able to send the children to the school, and the focus on the girl child is definitely incredible in this journey. I would like to come to Mamun Bhai now and ask him one question, if he can focus on his journey of collaborating with the funders. Mamun Bhai has been working on this since inception, and if he can share some experiences of his from this journey, what he has learned through this, and how what role it has played in this success today.
I will just speak on that, but before I speak, I will divide in two parts. I missed some point while speaking at that time. The biggest impact of our project is that we say that we don't admit a child in the school, but we admit a whole family in the school. Because once a child is admitted, we also focus that his mother or sisters are not, or if they are unemployed, they get a vocational training. And we also seen the condition of the families. Number of families are there. Everyone want to send their child to school, but there are circumstances. They due to poverty or due to lack of money, the younger children has to work. So our focus there was that when our children will complete their class 12, they should also help their parents by working. And we have achieved the students who have graduated till class 12, now they have joined many small companies doing some jobs, and they are also doing their graduation in the evening colleges. So the parents are very happy. And one the greatest impact, which is very invisible in the society, that the domestic violence in the society has decreased. When a parent is looking that 3 or 4 children are coming to school, the father is a drunkard, but when he says that in the evening his small daughter is sitting and studying, writing something in English, reading a poem, reading a book, the heart of that man changes. They don't fight with each. This is the indirect impact I have seen. Domestic, there are many families who are supposed to break up, but just because they saw that our children are studying, and since it is a very low cost school, every can afford, the families are united. So these are the things which I missed, I had to tell you. But in the collaborative part with the funders, we are very fortunate to have many funders who are not, they don't treat us as a funder, but they treat us as a partner. They guide us, they teach us, and regarding the Edelgate Foundation, regarding other organization, they also help us to make the system of organization robust. Because we came from a grassroots level. I don't have very much experience, but still we are learning. So a funder, a partner who only doesn't support but also guide us in making the policies, how the system are working. So we are very thankful to many partners, and I also always approach to a partner, not in a finance part only, but the partner should also help us in making the organization stronger, making the system stronger. And so we are very, recently we are having a collaboration with the Edelgate Foundation by making a manuals of the HR manual, finance manuals, and lot of, because this institution should go a long way. Not just because Mamun Akhtar has started now. One day Mamun Akhtar will die. One day Mr. Vinod Ram will go, and one day Mr. Khalid will go. But the institution should remain. It will create a product in the society that will become, they will become a universal citizen. So this is our vision, and our vision has been achieved by just because of our partners. Our partners are the asset of our organization, and we are very thankful to each of our partners that they are not only the grant making agencies, but they are helping us to change the shape of the organization. So this is my view only. Thank you.
Thank you, Mamun bhai. Thank you so much. I think you have really taken a view that even the partners, the funding organizations would be proud of, as EDLGAVE is extremely proud of our partnership with Samaritan Help Mission. Thank you so much for sharing how different collaboration with different partners has really been extremely helpful for you. I have a question for Vinod now, which asked by one of the audiences. What makes you going in difficult times? I'm sure you shared challenges that that are difficult to overcome. What makes you going in such cases?
See, actually, it is a response from the students. When you see a child smiling, when you see a child playing football in the ground, it gives you a lot of motivation. So actually, we are working with a greater goal. We are moving on with a greater goal, and we keep motivating ourselves by looking at each other. When we see the children so happy, when we see the children so happy in the classroom, when we see the children coming out running in the field, it gives us a lot of power and motivation. So everything we get from the students, from the little children, and of course from all the stakeholders.
Thank you. Thanks, Vinod. I think you have rightly explained the source of such high energy. The children are full of high energy, and I think that can also be seen in the passion and your response to this. I would like to just summarize for the benefit of our audience here the 5 takeaways that we have from this conversation. I think to summarize, the choice of right methodologies is one of the keys when it comes to looking at what can be done if we want to replicate this at other places. The choice of right methodologies is using activities like groups or workshop methods for conducting activities across the school, which will enable peer learning and exchange of ideas. This is not only true for the students, but it will also be helpful for the children as for the teachers as well. I think the next point would be the collaboration that is the theme and the expertise that the Samaritan Mission School brings to the table. Collaboration is not only helping building relationship with the ecosystem, but also it helps us save cost. It helps us to get access to different resources, the technology, equipment, skilling of teachers, and also brings the intellectual capital to the table and helps to strengthen the entire model. Providing more experiential learning and learning opportunities. I think it's extremely important when we talk about employability. It cannot be something which we can do in a classroom and say that the skilling can be delivered entirely. There needs to be more experiential learning opportunities and partnering with organizations, as Vinod mentioned in his sharing, that help children to understand, learn, and then then build their skills and make them ready for with the 21st century skills and making them employable. I think experiential learning plays an important role here. Partnerships and placements is, I think, another thing which is required. So partnering with organizations of repute, organizations who bring to the table the skills and expertise that is required for imparting training, the vocational training, and also the personality development, overall development of the child, of the student, so that they become a strong candidate, not only as an individual, but in the job market, in the employment market, they become a strong candidate. I think the last not but the least, the strengthening the measurement of performance. I think if we are able to rightly assess with right use of tools, and that is something again partnering with different partners who already have expertise in these areas will help right assessment of the children, and then develop a learning plan for these children, so that we are rightly able to cater to the needs of the student. I think overall, if I have to, talk about, the emphasis has to be education, which is based on need and not on creed. Development of employability of student is the need of the hour, and interplay of multiple factors, and the Samaritan Mission School success lies in achieving it. The context will define the recipe, but which factor we want to start with, and is something which will have to achieve the right blend of the intervention. As we come to the end of the session today, I would like to thank the T4 team, Vikas for this opportunity. Thanks to the technical team and the SHM team, the Samaritan Help Mission team, for their effort. Thanks to all the panelists for sharing their learnings and thoughts, and also to the audience for joining us. Thank you so much, and we sign off. Thank you.